it can help with depression. I mean, we talk about men's depression all the time. And one of the things that gets brought up a lot for me that hits close to home is because I suffer from PTSD. I suffer from depression and anxiety. It's all in my file at the VA. I have to go to therapy for it. I have to get all this stuff worked out for it.
Discipline and drive, personal trainer mindset, helping you thrive. Raise a glass, let's level up your health. This is cheers to health.
Welcome back to another episode of Cheers to Health. Of course, you got to have that bad man, Brian, with the freaking mustache. I'll try to watch my language this podcast. Brian Torres. And of course, I got to have my sidekick, the little bitty guy, Omar Torres. They still do the 6'7"? Whatever. But yeah, Omar Torres.
Yep.
And Omar, come on, dude. Do the honors and introduce. Please say his name at least this time. I'm going to go ahead and do it. We've got Garrett Merryman here with us.
What's up, guys? What is going on? Appreciate y'all bringing me on.
Yeah. So me and Garrett, okay, the definition of small world is right here. I'm telling you, dude. We grew up in a small town, Luther, Oklahoma.
Shout out Luther Lions.
Dude, somehow, what'd you say? Luther Lions. That's right. That's right. Somehow, when he joined the military, he ended up getting the same job as I, and we got stationed at the same area in Germany.
Yeah. That was a crazy, dude. That was a crazy day, man. Like I tell people that story all the time, man. Like I'm with my ex-wife and I'm pretty sure my son was born at that point. And I'm walking to like this bazaar that was on the flight line. And I've been in the military now 7 years at that point. And everybody just calls me Merryman. What's up, Merryman? What's up, Merryman? How are you, man? All of a sudden we're walking through this parking lot. All I hear is, Garrett! I'm like, what who is calling me Garrett right now? And I look around, I'm like, Omar, what are you doing here? And dude, that was like, I tell people that story all the time. That was one of the craziest moments of my entire life. Like having somebody I grew up with yelling me down in a parking lot in Germany, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 miles away from home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seriously, whole freaking world.
Yeah.
With all these billions of people. Eesh, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
But on top of that, me and him have a few similarities, dude. So we played football in high school, and both of us were 82.
Yep.
You see that?
And Garrett
that's on
used
like
to
our
beat up Omar all the time. Let's rewind. Garrett used to beat up Omar all the time. We throw the fun facts in there every now and then. Garrett would pick on Omar, and then I have to come save the day as always. But I just want to throw that out there.
It's true. Yeah. You know what, dude? This is actually, no, I'm just playing. It's not an intervention or anything. Garrett, dude, tell us about yourself. I mean, you were a little into the sports with us. You did football, basketball. You did some track, right?
I did some track.
Yeah.
You
were on that history-making team, right?
Which one?
First one that we made it
the 2008 team?
Yeah.
I was on that team.
2008, something like that. But on top of that, you went into the military, and now you're doing things. You're in college. Video games is the game. Yeah. But that was your story. Tell us how you started and where you're at now.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, we went to high school together. You graduated before me. I stuck around. Brian graduated after me. But man, when I got done with high school, I was pretty directionless, man. I was like, obviously I wasn't good enough to go play sports in college. And then when I did go to college for like 2 weeks and was like, why am I spending money to go to class? Like, this sucks. And so, man, I dropped out of college. I took like a gap year, I guess the kids call it. Went to the military, man, and somehow got the exact same job you did. How we never crossed paths before that fateful day in Germany, I'll never know, man, because the Air Force is an even smaller world, especially HVAC. In the Air Force. But yeah, man, I went to Japan for 3 years. I lived in Japan for 3 years, moved to Germany in 2015 for 4 years, hooked up with you for a while, not in the weird way, but like linked up like friends,
Yeah.
But no, man, we, hung out a lot. My last like year and a half there, I think, our sons played together, did all kinds of fun stuff, man. And then I went to Fort Hood when I left Germany. Fort Hood is a horrible, terrible place where people literally go to kill themselves. And I wasn't about that life. And so my ex-wife and I split through obviously terrible things that people do in relationships, but we split up and I moved back. I moved back to Oklahoma. I spent the first almost 2 years here doing HVAC at the University of Oklahoma Health Science Center in downtown Oklahoma City. Then my body gave out. My body couldn't handle it anymore. I couldn't keep lifting all those heavy things and crawling in crawl spaces. I loved HVAC. I love the problem solving and using your brain in HVAC, but that physical labor really takes a toll on you. And so I went and I got a job working for a startup out in California. And live in California. I lived here in Oklahoma. I just did it remotely, and I would travel around the U.S. working on some equipment. I worked there for almost 2 years, and then in summer of 2023, they were like, "Oh, we're closing our doors. We can't sustain the business anymore." And so they're like, "Sorry, but we're gonna have to lay you off." And I was like, "Okay." So I'd been out of HVAC for almost 2 years, didn't have a job. I said, "What am I gonna do with my life?" And I was like, "Well, why don't I just go back to school? Like I got my GI Bill. Like, let's figure this out." My wife had just gotten a job, so that's what I did. I went to OU. My first semester at OU was very boring, but I was on campus and I met the director of the esports program at OU. I met the director just walking down the street. He had like an OU jersey on it. It said OU Esports. And I was like, So I walked up to him. I said, "Hey," I was like, "My name's Garrett." I was like, "I'm sorry to bother you." I was like, "What is that?" And he's like, "Oh, you don't know OU Esports?" I'm like, "I don't. What is it?" And so he was like telling me like what they do and how many titles they had. He invited me on like a tour of like the facility. And I was hooked. I mean, this was like March of 2024 and I was hooked. I was like, "Oh my goodness." I did not know this was a thing. I didn't know esports existed at a collegiate level or anything. Then fall of 24 and spring of 25, I was an active competitor. I competed. We actually placed 7th in the nation for my game, Apex Legends. I don't know if you boys know about Apex Legends or not, but your boy's pretty good at it. Yeah, we placed 7th in the nation. And then I transitioned after the spring of 25 semester into coaching. So I was the assistant coach for the Apex team at Oklahoma, which looks very nice on a resume. And I started out the spring of 26 semester. I started out as one of the assistants still. And then I'd gotten another opportunity that had come up, but that opportunity's kind of washed away. I'm kind of upset about it. So now I'm kind of like in this limbo area, but I graduate next semester. So just trying to get done. I'm trying to take esports to the high school level here in Oklahoma. Believe it or not, guys, like Oklahoma sucks, but like we are the number one in the nation in scholastic esports.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have the most high school to middle school esports. So
Wow. I did not
That's
know
awesome.
that. That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
I recently found out
And a
about
lot of like
that.
the smaller universities, not OU or OSU.
I'll go. I recently
Sorry,
found
say
out
that
about their little EA Sport stuff about a year ago, if not 2 years ago. So I mean, that's really freaking awesome though that you were that much involved into it.
Yeah, dude, I love it. Like it's been fantastic the entire time I've done it. My plan after I graduate is to get my teaching certification here in Oklahoma and go coach and teach at the high school level.
Is that what you're going to college? What exactly are you going to college for right now?
So I'm actually going to college for creative media production. So I've been learning how to make movies and work in the film industry, but I don't want to do that. I'm 34 years old. I have no desire to go be an intern for a movie studio, breaking my back or running errands. Like I'm too old for that.
Dude, I'm telling you, we're the same person because right out of high school, Brian, tell him I wanted to be the movie guy. I wanted to, do the editing. I wanted to be behind the camera kind of deal. And I even got accepted to this, what is it called? Brooks Institute in Santa Barbara. That stuff was expensive, man. I was like, nah. So that's why
No, I
detour.
bet, dude. Yeah, no, it's been fun, man. I've really enjoyed it. Like, obviously, like I love editing. I edit my own TikToks and stuff. I love it, but to go do that on a grand scale, like I've had to make how many films have I made? I made 6 short films in 2 years,
Okay.
and they're not super great. Obviously, they're one-man productions, but I do my best. And for just being me filming them on a single camera with my wife as an actress and like some of my friends, like it's pretty good. Like
Yeah.
but I don't want to go do that on a grand scale. There's no way.
No, yeah. And there's a bunch of I was looking into this because I have a client who his son is a producer and he was telling me like there's levels to it. And this dude's been in it for a long time and I think he produced another movie, but recently, have you seen the Apex movie?
Yes. Yeah, that was a good movie.
He's, one of the producers on there.
Really?
Yeah. So I was like, "Dang," but he was telling me, like, there's layers to it where you even get that script handed to somebody to be able to get it up, like, up whatever, up channeled or whatever. That's yeah, I'll be the same way, dude. It's like, I'm just gonna do my thing and then
Mhm.
build around it, which is where I'm at now. But that's awesome, dude. Going to school, how was it? Because dude, we are a little bit older, so, you see all those young bucks around. How does that make you feel?
So, I hate them.
Yeah.
I hate every single one of them. That age group is the most asinine age group I've ever seen. That when we were coming up, you'd hear our parents and our grandparents be like, "Oh, millennials are so entitled. You guys don't want to do anything." They were seeing the future of what Gen Z was going to be. And
It's
it
true.
drives me crazy, dude. Like, we're in such a weird place with the way technology is, with all these AI learning modules and stuff that we
Mhm.
have. School is almost a joke now, unfortunately. And I do my bet, like, the professor's always like, no AI policy, there's zero AI. And I'm like, you just got to do your own work. Like, how hard is it to write an essay? It's not hard. You just put it in some filler words and call it a day.
Mhm.
But a lot of these kids, man, they'll just type in ChatGPT, write this paper for me, and then copy and paste it. And I'm like, you
Yep.
guys are dumb.
Yeah. And I mean, they have all kinds of things now where they can scan that kinda do, and even then, like you said, I mean, at least get like an outline and build off of it, kinda get your idea out there.
Mhm.
That's all it should be, is a assistant. It shouldn't be doing your homework. It should be
Yep.
helping you format and helping you outline. It should not be, hey, fill in my words.
Yeah, true though. I mean, look at us old timers. These dang kids, man, they don't take accountability, and that's a big thing, like, they
Yeah.
just
They're very frustrating. And somebody asked me, they're like, "Oh, I envy the fact that you get to go back to school when they're our age." And I'm like, "You don't envy me." Like, I'm literally counting the days until graduation.
Yep.
almost there.
Yes, that's it. It's like, I just got 4 more classes. That's what I keep telling myself. 4 more classes and you're done, Garrett. 4 more classes and you're done.
No, yeah, that's a good thing about me and the program that I'm going into. I'm going into a hybrid program for physical therapy. So it's going to be mainly right here. And then I'll go to San Marcos, California for about once or twice a semester. And it's a 2-year program, it's expedited. So it's gonna be some work.
Yeah.
But
It's
I think
hybrid though, so
yeah, it'll fit my schedule the best.
There you go.
Hopefully, them rugrats out there whenever I go. No, but I visited that area a few months ago, and even the people there, they weren't they weren't knuckleheads that I could
Give it
notice.
time.
yeah, yeah. You
Right?
you you just visited. You were there for a short
Yeah.
time. I literally go to school every day with these kids.
Yeah. No, but so going back, boom, military, HVAC. So you said your body gave out, and that's one thing that I talk about too. They're like, "So why'd you get out of HVAC? Like, you make some good money." I was like, "Yeah, but it's also wear and tear on your body. Like, my back is giving out because of it." Because I mean, as young airmen, we're expected to do like the grunt work, so we're trying to show out, trying to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to, picking up these big ass compressors and stuff. But yeah, going through that, what was like that switch that was like, "Okay, yeah, my body's done. Can't do this."
And I can give you the exact date. It was July 24th, 2021, and I was at work, and my boss at the time, he was like, "Man, I know you've been running the den crew, like you've been going all these trouble calls, but I need you to veer off. Like, we're going to take you off of that crew." And I'd been running trouble calls since I started working there in February 2020. So I had to go, and he wanted me to basically rearrange a warehouse with all the compressors in it. And at the time, I was like, all right, cool. That's easy work. Like, you got a forklift and pallets. And he's like, no, you got to do it by hand. And I remember going in there, and I was just super pissed. I was super upset about it. And I remember I lifted up a compressor, and I just felt something in my back pop. And I was like, no. And I put it down. I said, nope, I'm not doing it. And he's like, and the guy I was working with said, what do you mean? And I was like, I'm not doing it. I was like, I don't care if, he gets mad. I don't care what he says. I was like, I'm not doing this. Uh, Obviously, I got written up, insubordination, but I was like, I would rather get written up 1,000 times than be in the hospital because I can't move when I'm
Mhm.
40 years old.
Absolutely.
So old senior NCO of mine called me about a week later and was like, "Hey man, you want to start interviewing for this job?" And I was like, "Please let me start interviewing for this job." And so I did, and I got the job about 2 months later, 3 months later. So that was July. Yeah, about 3 months later in October.
Wow. Yeah. No, and that's a good move. I mean, because a lot of people push through that. They'll keep sacrificing their body. But dude, you can be easily replaceable. Okay? You gotta take care of yourself. You only got one
Absolutely.
body. And you wanna make that thing freaking run as long as it can, as best as it can. And yeah, that's why I was like, do I have another option? Okay. I got fortunate enough to get lined up in this direction. So I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah, man. I tell people all the time, like you say that, like you said, you got one body. I tell people all the time, like, take your PTO. I used to get in trouble all the time because we were supposed to have 40 hours of PTO in our bank. I would have like 6 because I'm always taking it. And I'm like, man, these dudes will put my job opening on the internet the day I die. I'll die. And they'll be like, well, I guess we got to open up a job. Like, I'm taking my leave. I'm enjoying my
Mhm.
life. And then when that compressor day happened, I was like, I'm done. I love HVAC. I love the troubleshooting and the mind aspect of like learning how to do something. But man, that physical labor can
Oh, yeah.
it can
No,
bug
yeah.
off.
I mean, if you can, that's awesome. That's why, those blue collar workers, they get paid the way they do because they put in that work, even through overtime and everything. So, hey, more power to you. Um, but if shoot, once that back, dude, once that back gives out, it's like, no, thank you. You start realizing like I need to do something else. But yeah, man, that's good to know. Let people know. Screw that job.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? The day I left, man, I burned a bridge. And usually I'm not one to burn bridges, but that old boss, I burned that bridge with him because the day I left, because man, I put in my 2 weeks and I was like, man, I got like 3 days of PTO I'm gonna take at the end of my 2 weeks. And he said no. And so that last day I went to work and I clocked out. I said, "Hey Riley, go fuck yourself." And he was super pissed. But what was he gonna do? Fire me? I was already gone. I was already done.
Yeah.
So
Nope. Proud of you. I get you. So, moving on from there, okay? We got out of the HVAC world, all right? Now we're on to the next. I mean, you've been doing gaming, whether it's, through social media and, through I'm not a big gamer person. I just know, like, it's not horrible for you. You hear all this information about video games are bad, like, it's gonna rot your brain and stuff like that. But there's a lot of good benefits behind video games. I mean, the one that you said earlier about, troubleshooting and how you like doing puzzles and stuff like that, you connect that with video games. I know for my son, that's a good way that he gets to learn sometimes, like even doing math stuff through like video games kind of ways. I forgot what that game was called that the school had, but they leveled up every time they would like do math problems and they'd like battle. I was like, dang,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
shoot, I would have been good at math.
Mhm.
But I mean, there's good ways to use video games. Just like anything else. You can implement anything and make it good. I mean, just like, we talk about cannabis, like there's bad and there's good. There's good
Mhm.
benefits to cannabis. But there's also if you get carried away with it,
Yeah.
it can be bad. Same
Yeah.
thing with video games. I mean, we don't want to go all day for, a whole week just sitting down doing nothing. I mean, I see you go out and about video or not video, but basketball games. Dude, I saw you freaking did you enter up in the alumni thing
We were
for
just talking about.
basketball?
Yes. Yeah. I was just telling Brian about it.
But yeah,
He
but
was
there's also
dunking.
things like
He can still dunk.
teamwork. Whenever
He
you
can
do
still
the
dunk. He did that one.
yeah, he
I will
dunked
say
one.
I almost threw hands. I almost threw hands.
Ooh,
Even
look at
better.
that.
I had my wife screaming at me from the bleachers, don't.
Oh, man. No, that's cool though, like, still being able to, go back shoot, I don't remember the last time I went back to Luther just to
That's what I was just
even
telling
check
him.
it out.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I do remember. I do remember. It was that one time where that picture of us on the wall of that restaurant was up there. History. Brian doesn't know anything about that, but
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah. We don't talk about
going
it
back
every
to
freaking
video games.
podcast.
Back to video games. No, like I said, teamwork. It's not just, physical sports, but also video games. I mean, you can still communicate, you can still socialize through video games. And I mean, there is the bad side, of course. You see these freaking trolls and stuff and, bullies, cyber bullies, what they call them. But what do we talk about, Brian? What the fuck they gonna do? What them words gonna do? Ain't gonna do shit, bro.
They'll
Like,
hurt
and then
my
I'm gonna
feelings.
murk on you too. But anyway, yeah, it's gonna hurt your feelings. You know what?
It's not very nice.
No, but yeah, it's got a bunch of benefits behind it. But other than those, can you think of anything else that you can see as a benefit to playing video games?
Man, there's so many more benefits to playing video games than even just the ones that you listed. A big one. So my mom, she suffers from Lewy body dementia, and she's not that old. I mean, she's going to be 57 this year in August, and she's already starting to like lose her memory. Um, but video games have been linked to helping dementia patients remember, because it makes them use their brain. Like all a video game is, regardless of the type of video game, it's a puzzle. It's a brain teaser. Like it's supposed to get your mind moving.
Mhm.
Platformers, you've got to figure out how to jump and how to time your jumps and move. And shooters, you got to have your reaction time to where you can move around and do all this. There's all kinds of benefits to video games. Like so you socializing, man. A lot of people, and especially younger kids nowadays, most of their friends are online. They're just playing video games. For me, on a personal note, one thing I really love about video games is it gives me and my son something to do together, even though he lives in Germany right now.
Oh, nice. There you
Like
go.
he's back in Germany with his mom and his stepdad, and I could play video games with him. There's a 7-hour time difference, but when he's going to bed, I can be like, "Hey, man, you want to play some games before you go to bed?" He's like, "Yeah, Dad, let's play."
Mhm.
I beat him every time. Still, I mean, he ain't gonna ever beat me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's right.
But he,
No mercy.
man, it just no mercy, never. That kid will never beat me in anything. Well, he will,
Yeah, right.
but no, it's just there's so many benefits to video games, dude. It can help with depression. I mean, we talk about men's depression all the time, and one of the things that gets brought up a lot for me that hits close to home is because I suffer from PTSD. I suffer from depression and anxiety. It's all in my file at the VA. I have to go to therapy for it. I have to get all this stuff worked out for it. But video games is my escape. And
Mhm.
I'm blessed to have a wife who gets it. Like she doesn't get mad. There'll be like I don't really play. I play video games a lot, but I don't play for long, extended periods of time. You know what I mean? But there'll be days where like I'll sit in here. Is like she'll get home, we'll eat dinner and watch like an episode. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go play a game for like 2 hours, and then I'll sit in here for like 4 or 5 hours and get lost in the game. And she's like, she'll come in here and she's like, hey, are you ready for bed? And I'm like, what time is it? And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. She's like, no, it's fine. She's like, you seemed like you needed this today.
Mhm.
So I'm very lucky with the woman that I have. She's amazing. She really helped save my life in many ways. But yeah, just to have her there to understand what video games mean to men and women alike. Like, like men and women, but especially like men's mental health. Like men can go play games and just escape. Like, your blue collar dad who works, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. can come home and game for 2 hours and de
Yep.
stress
Yep.
and then go to bed and nothing's wrong. So this man, video games are I don't know how to describe this. Like you guys are a health podcast and you guys talk about lifting and stuff a lot and getting your bodies right and doing everything. But man, getting your mind right after playing a video game is almost the same kind of serotonin you get after a lifting session.
Absolutely.
And I still lift. I don't lift as heavy as I used to because my body's hurting all the time. But man, like that hit of serotonin, like when you complete a video game. Like, for example, I'm playing this game right now called Windrose. It's a pirate game. It's literally a PvE game. Me and my buddy, you remember Tony Omar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and him play it all the time, and it's just a building pirate game. You go around as a pirate doing pirate stuff, but it's just so relaxing to just sit there and build up a city, to
That's what he
build
did.
up things. So
It's a stress reliever.
it is. It 100% is. Just the same way lifting is, just the same way running for some people is. And that's what I hope more like as time goes on, I'm hoping more and more people understand that. Cause like I remember growing up, when we were growing up, our parents would be like, get off those goddamn
Yeah.
video games, like go outside and play, which was great. I'm glad my mom made me go outside and play. But at the same time, like I'm hoping that maybe parents are now starting to be like, video games are for more avenues than just a
Yes.
time killer. Like it's for
Absolutely.
mental health, it's for possible scholarships at universities, it's to help learn. Like Brad, he has this game called Super Mario Maker 2. You guys ever heard of that?
No, not that one.
So, Super Mario Maker 2 is a Mario game where you create your own Mario levels and then you can publish them for other people to play. This dude has created some of the hardest Mario levels I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he's published them. And people will comment on it and be like, I can't beat this level. How did you make this? And when you post it, you have to show a video of you completing it. You can't just make something impossible, you know.
Yeah.
And so he'll post a video of him completing it. And they're like, that's crazy. Like that's wild to me. And he's such a creative kid. Like that dude will never be good at sports. And I blame his mom and his stepdad because they don't put him in sports. I was athletic. My mom made me play sports. I wish I could do the same for him, but God, his brain and the way he looks at life and the creativity that oozes out of that kid is
Mhm.
mind-boggling to me. Just
Yeah,
mind-boggling.
that's a big portion of it is, because as we get older, we lose that creativity. And
Mhm.
with video games, we get to experience that a little bit more. We get to kind of get into this different world and be more creative. And that's what I like about it. And that's why I don't mind my kids playing video games here and there. I mean, just this past weekend after their jujitsu tournament, I was like, dude, they're whooped. They're wore out. They kicked tail. I mean, they freaking fought their tails off.
Mhm.
Throw them on the video game. That's fine. They need to relax, and that's what they did. Well, one of them, he's a little crazy. My middle one, he's
That's my boy.
wild, but they both ended up playing. Yeah. No, but you were talking about growing up and being on the video games, and that's one reason why I started to understand sports more, like the rules and things, is because I was playing like NCAA and street ball or whatever it is because it was fun. And the same thing with my son, like he loves football now and he'll watch football with me and he'll play Madden, but he played Madden first and then he started actually understanding the game more. So yeah, there's all kinds of benefits to video games that people need to quit being freaking old timers, being like, video games ain't good for you.
Well, you heard what the NFL does now, right? And what a lot of college campuses have started doing, like for training, they'll use video games to teach their quarterbacks and stuff coverages and how to read coverages and
Wow.
do all that. And like VR is another thing that we could talk all day about. But yeah, they use VR technology. They'll put their quarterbacks in like VR situations and make them play. And
Well, yeah, I saw that Jaden Daniels was like a big component of that.
he
Where
loves
he was
video
in
games.
there, he
But
was
that's that newer generation quarterback. You know, that's that Gen
Yeah.
Z quarterback.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And it's only gonna get more competitive too with technology,
yeah,
which is crazy.
I mean,
Take advantage of technology. Why not?
yeah. I mean, baseball does the same thing. Like they use VR to do hitting practice now. It's
Mhm.
easier. You can go in a room. You don't got to be outside. You don't got to be like in the stadium. You can just go in a room and have batting practice.
Golfing?
Golfing, dude.
Oh,
Have you
Tiger
played that
Woods?
golf app? Have you ever played the golf VR app?
I
Uh-uh.
haven't.
Dude, it's so realistic.
Dang. They got like what are those things called? Like bars and stuff with the little VR screens and stuff. And then I saw that Tiger Woods had a league where he would play in stadiums and they would do similar
Oh,
things.
yeah.
Yeah, with
You
the
just you can
simulators. Yeah,
Did
those
you see that?
simulators are cool. Yeah.
Like dang, a whole stadium
Dude, I love
full
golf.
18
Golf is the
holes.
one thing that I think I'll play until I'm 80 years old.
Yeah, I need to pick them dang clubs up this summer. Swing away. No, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, I mean, video games, dude. People need to be more into it. And dude, so whenever you said you were an assistant coach for the esports, what kind of things did you coach?
Man, so I coached Apex, right? And you guys do know about Apex?
Mhm.
Yeah, a little bit.
So it's battle royale, 3-man team, drop in, loot up, try to survive till the end. And so what I would coach is like positioning. Like you can't really teach like aiming and stuff. Like that's got to be on the individual to learn and get better at. But like for me, man, I studied Apex. I'd study the pro series. I'd watch the Apex Legends Global Series, which is their pro circuit, and I'd just take notes and watch film basically. So I would teach positioning. I would teach them how to read the ring. Like, where's circle going to pull? Where's this going to pull? What should you have done in this tactic better? Like, your aim's fine, but like, so I always give this example because it's the one that always sticks out to me because the kid was so funny when I taught it to him. He's like, I never would have thought of that. But so there was a situation where when we were doing tryouts for my first time coaching, we were holding tryouts, and this kid, he was a good player. I mean, all the players that we get were good, but he the team, we'd make them play ranked because you can't really have private matches because you need 30 teams and you're not going to get 30 teams like that. Or 20 teams. They like pushed up, the three of them pushed up this hill and there was a team up there and they were going to take the fight. And I'm watching, like, I'm not saying anything to them. I'm not telling them what to do. I'm literally silent, just watching. And they did great. Like 2 of them flanked to the right and the other one flanked left and they pinched them. And I was like, that's great. They did a fantastic job. They put down 2 of the enemy team. So there was 1 up and that one kept shooting the other team and they put our other 2 down. But instead of this guy staying by himself, he wrapped all the way back around to the other team and he ended up winning the fight. It was very close. He should not have won the fight. I told him that from the very beginning. I was like, you should not have won that. You got very lucky. But just teaching him like, hey, like, why did you wrap around? Like you had a fine position. I was like, you didn't take any shots. Like you were fine. They didn't even really know you were there. I was like, if you'd have just stayed and kept pressure there, your team might not have went down and you guys finished that fight sooner. So it's things like that. Like you kind of coach tactics, you coach positioning, you coach, where you should rotate to when the storm is, we call it the storm, when the storm's coming in and the circle's getting smaller and smaller, you teach them where to go, better positioning. Because, in the military, they're like, oh, take the high ground, and video games, you can't always take the high ground. Like that's not the best option. So you want to teach them what the actual best option is.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously another big thing that I will say about coaching is you have to get their mentals right. So what we would do is there would be every week, every Friday, we would get together and we would do something outside of play games. Whether that be go play basketball, we'd go to dinner, we'd have a movie night, just different things. Because it can't always just be about the video games, especially at a high level, playing level like those guys were playing.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
So,
I didn't
Garrett,
think about that.
can you teach somebody who's never played this game to whoop somebody's ass in this game? Because my cousin Anthony, that little shit needs an ass whooping in this video game, but I've never played it. So, can you teach me how to whoop ass in this game? Yeah, oh yeah. I've never played it, but this piece of shit, Anthony, I want to call him out because I've got the best coach in America here with me, Anthony, and I'm whooping your ass.
I really could. Like, it would take, if you've never played the game ever in your life, for one, your aim is going to be atrocious because you don't know any of the recoil patterns. You don't know nothing. But if you gave me a month, I bet you could beat him one-on-one.
Anthony, you got 1 month.
Dang, dude.
Get your shit together because I'm coming for that ass. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, there he goes.
There he goes.
Gets carried away. And then he starts saying weird stuff. Gosh, dog it, dude. But then you're trying to do some coaching for high schoolers.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you going to go about that? Is it like just reaching out to a school and being like, hey, we need to start this up, or did they already have something started, or how does that go?
Like I said, Oklahoma has the most high schools, middle schools in the nation that have esports programs.
Oh, wow.
And we actually have a dedicated league called the Oklahoma Scholastic Esports Association, or Esports, OKSE, Scholastic Esports. It's called OKSE, Oklahoma Scholastic Esports, and I'm pretty sure there's an association. But yeah, it's like a league ran, kind of like the Oklahoma High School Athletics Association, the OSSAA or whatever. It's like that. They run tournaments, like they run state, like people are winning state championships. They get in these big trophies to put in their trophy case that says, 2026 Rocket League state champion, things like that. And so my plan is when I graduate, because I didn't take obviously a traditional route to teaching, I'm going as an alternative teacher. So I, with creative media production, I'll be able to teach like broadcasting, like elective courses. And then they'll let me teach English, but I'm not going to teach English because that's not what I want to do. But yeah, so I'll do that. And then I'll also be like, hey, I'm interested in your esports coaching position. And then if I go to a school that maybe doesn't have an esports program, hey, would you guys be interested in starting an esports program at this school? Things like that. And that's awesome. Easy. Like a lot of people, and that's one thing I'm really trying to get across to people on Facebook that we know from back home. Luther is a prime target to have an esports team.
Get it together.
But like everybody's like, oh, well, you got to make sure you got good Wi-Fi at the school. Like, no, you guys can compete under the Luther name and have a team, and the kids could play on their own hardware. These kids have hardware. We know they
Mhm.
do. They can just compete on their own hardware. They don't need anything extra, and it's so frustrating to try to tell people that because they think that you got to have this dedicated space at your school, and you don't. You don't have to.
That's what
Sorry,
I was
Ron.
picturing it as well, was like a room, and then that's where, everybody gathered. There was, like, pretty much like whenever you have those, LAN parties,
Yeah.
remember?
So that there are lands. We have lands. The state championship is a LAN tournament. So like the top, I think 6 teams will go to LAN. The 2 top seeds will have a bye, and then the 4 seeds will duke it out, and then they'll play each other until there's a winner. And they do it in front of their friends and family at a huge arena downtown at the marina that we have downtown. They'll do it down there.
Ooh,
That is cool.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, for high schools, you don't need a fancy spot. You just need the people that are interested and that are decent at these games. And then freaking Garrett over here,
Yeah, you don't even got to be decent, to be honest. Like, you just got to know how to play the game, and then you're
and not
golden.
be like Brian. Brian doesn't know anything, so don't be like
But
that
I
guy.
got the best coach in America right here. So,
Yeah, no, that's
Anthony,
awesome, dude.
I'm coming for you.
Doing it again. He's doing it again.
And I'm
Don't.
not even going to charge you anything like some of these TikTok coaches.
Yeah, there you go, dude. And then after, if this is successful, he is. So everybody listening,
And then, yeah, back
it ain't
pay.
all free. All right.
You get that insurance gig, Brian, I'll hit you up. Hey, man, you remember?
Yep. Yep.
No, no, I gotta talk about something real quick because I see you popping up on my Facebook feed, and you are a shit talker, dude.
Brother.
I love a shit talker.
When it
I
comes
love
to any sport, I like this dude is on it. It's like fuck you, dude. You piece of shit.
Dude, so,
Like,
so what's the
Garrett,
question?
but no, I love it. I love it, dude. It's that love for the game,
Yeah.
and that's the way I am. But I don't.
So I'm going to
I'm
be
not
honest,
good with
Omar.
words.
I don't know if
So
you remember me much from high school, but I was very timid, very quiet in high school
yeah,
because I didn't know how to fight. Now I know how to fight.
Mhm.
So
no,
it's like I don't care. I was playing ball here in Mustang at the recreation center last year, and this 20-year-old, I know he was 20 because he told me his age. He kept driving to the basket, and every time he did, he would kick his leg out. And one time he caught me where the sun don't shine, and I grabbed that ball and I launched it and hit him in the face. And he said, "What the fuck are you doing?" I said, rolled up my sleeves. I said, "You ready?" He goes, "No, fuck you, man. Get out of here." And I'm like, "You get out of here. Like, I'm not leaving."
Mhm.
And that's why, like I said at the alumni game, I was about to throw hands because there was another kid, man, like early 20s, going up for a layup. And every time he'd throw his arm out. And the last time he did it, he caught me right in the nose. And oh, I just saw red, man. I got up, I went to go hit. And that was like the 3rd time he'd done it. And I went to go hit him, and I just hear my wife screaming, don't. Because, yeah, you never know out there who's packing and who's not. So I'm not trying
that's
to
Mhm.
true.
get it.
That's true. That's what my wife was, because in Colorado, these suckers can't drive. And I talked about this before, but I'm pretty calm, okay? But one dude ticked me off, and I was cussing him out, flipping him off, and then my wife was like, "Dude, these motherfuckers are crazy. You don't know who's over there.
Yep.
It's probably some psycho. He's probably got a gun on him, and he just come over here with no feeling and just, I was like,
Mhm.
damn, I gotta fucking chill then.
Yeah, and I
And
do the
knowing
same
that,
thing, man. I do the same exact thing, and my wife's like, "You live in Oklahoma. You know that, right?" I know. I get it.
yeah.
Hey, I am a Class A certified shit talker now. Video games, real sports, life in general.
No, and hey, that makes the person, okay? That's the true you, like, coming out, being like, "Hey, I feel for this team. This how I feel."
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, man. I started some beef between the University of Oklahoma and Texas A&M University because of my shit
Oh, yeah.
talking on a official broadcast. To the point to where my production manager was like, "Bro, we're live. Like, this isn't going to be edited out." I'm like, "I don't care." And the Texas A&M team came into the chat and heard me just talking because there was a delay. There was like a 5-minute delay, and just heard me talking all this shit. And so then when we went down to LAN last May, 2025, they approached me about it. All 3 of those guys did, and they were like, "You got something to say now?" One of them was like 6'5" or something, and I was like, "Yeah, you guys are still little bitches that use meta guns because you can't win without them." And the looks on their faces I guess they thought I was just gonna back down, like, immediately, and I was like, "I don't back down, man.
There you go.
The worst thing that can happen is I'm gonna get shot, and then either I die or I don't. Like, it's whatever at that point. As long
Whatever.
as I don't put my family in harm's way, I'm good."
Yeah. Yeah. That's the one right there. But yeah, no, that's so with the playoffs, see, I'm rocking the Avs,
I see that.
so Thunder.
Yeah.
How you feeling about this, man? They lost the first one, they won the second one. They won the second one pretty well compared
Yeah.
to the first one was a little bit I mean, they could have won that too.
They could've. So obviously I love basketball, I love football, dude. I study sports still, like, I love them. If one of the high schools I go to is like, "Hey, would you wanna be the assistant basketball coach or football coach?" I'd be like, "Huh, yeah, 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 yeah. Let me do it." But I love the games, and so watching what I watch, like, I'm not obviously a professional basketball coach, but in my mind, Mark Dagnall had to go back after game 1 and tell his team, "Guys, we had a 7-point lead with 1:20 left, and we blew it, and like, in regulation." And it was either 6 or 7, I can't remember, and we had the ball, there was, like, 40 seconds left, and one of our guys went and took a contested elbow jumper for no reason. There was, like, 13 seconds on the shot clock. And if he just holds that for another 10 seconds, even if they just get a terrible shot with 20 seconds left, that's still way less time for the Spurs to come back.
Mm-hmm.
No, but they're a freaking high-paced team. Like, they're
We both,
always
I mean, yeah. I mean, we both
Yeah.
are. Really, if you think about it, so a lot of people, they're like, "Oh, the Spurs are young, they can handle it," which is true. But they had 5 players that were 45 plus minutes in game 1.
Yeah.
Main player. And it's like, we have so many bodies that we could just throw on the court that they're going to get tired. And Wemby is an alien. Wembanyama is an absolute alien. And I hate him. And I only hate him because of how good he is. I don't hate him as a
Right,
person. I
yeah.
don't know the dude other than he's French, but
Dude, it was
the fact that you can't do anything to stop, like, you take a 3-pointer and he blocks you when he was in the paint less than a second ago. There's nothing you can do about that. And I tell people this, and there's a guy I was stationed with in Germany, and me and him go back and forth in basketball all the time. We both love basketball, and it's all in good fun with him. Some people, not so much, but with him, it's good fun. And he was like, Wemby is an alien. Like, he's the best player in the world. I'm like, he's 7'6". I was like, it's hard to be bad when you're 7'6".
That dude gets his own rebound and tosses it back in there.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's like, I don't know what you are expecting of that guy other than it was. And he brought up a good point. There was another player in the league who was like 7'4", and his name was Bol Bol. And he was awful. And he showed flashes of being very good, but he didn't know how to put together his tools. Wemby was a professional basketball player at 15 years old in France.
Yeah.
He's been a professional his entire life, basically. His entire basketball life, he's been a professional. Bol Bol grew up in the States, where you have to play school ball or AAU, and you're not getting the best coaching, the best training, the best this, the best that. Like, you're learning how to play basketball, basically like solo basketball. Wemby's learned as a team since he was 15. And people in the States, like, we shit talk each other. We all know it, but especially with sports. But yeah, man, that game 1 was a crazy game. And the adjustments that were made in game 2 were great. Now we have to go back and realize, like, they're going to come out swinging in game 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So hopefully they can do that.
Yeah, they're gonna because I mean, like you said, that dude. I mean, even some of the other players on the Spurs team was like, they're pretty solid.
They're
I'm
good.
like this guy's getting these rebounds and freaking slamming it in people's faces.
Yeah, don't clip this one, but the Spurs are a very good team. I
Clip.
hate to say it because I'm a Thunder fan, and people, I hate that the Thunder are like the newest team, in the NBA from 2008, because they think that all of us are bandwagon fans. But I was a Seattle Supersonics fan since 1999 when NBA Jam 99 came out, and you could play as Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. And I was a fan because Sean Kemp could dunk over everybody. And so I was a Supersonics fan, and then they moved to Oklahoma City, and it's like, what am I going to do? Go pick a different team? Like, no, I got a hometown team now.
Yep.
There you go. Exactly. Shoot, Oklahoma,
Yeah,
the
people are
only
weird, man.
good
Did you-
team Well, the only
You guys hear we're getting a professional football team?
I did not hear that one.
Yeah, Oklahoma City's getting a professional football team.
Dang. See
It's
that?
not NFL, but it's the next league, that
UFL?
UFL.
Yeah. No, I figured that was coming down the road. Dang. Well, see, I worked on the stadium whenever the Hurricane Katrina and they moved over, so I had to do all the modification, and I started building stuff in the stadium. It was called the Ford Center at the time,
Mm-hmm.
so I would do renovations around there, which is crazy, dude. Now it's like a
Now it's the
actual
Paycom,
yeah, now it's
and it's about to get demolished.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. Once that new stadium is built, they're going to demolish Paycom.
Yeesh. Here, dude. Let's see. Let me see if I have anything else to build on that.
Yeah, no worries, dude. I appreciate you guys having me on, man. It's been fun catching up.
Absolutely, man.
That's crazy. I didn't know you were in the the multimedia thing.
Yeah, yeah. The number one journalism school in the nation,
That's
OU
wild.
Gaylord
Yeah,
College of Communication.
I went to SWASU
Nice.
and did that. I was trying to get a scholarship through bull riding. I mean, I made it on the team, but
Yeah,
it
you
was
guys and your bull riding, crazy.
it was expensive, dude. Like, it's not like a team. Like, you don't travel with the team. Like, you travel on your own. You pay for your own hotel. You pay for your own fees. It was just like doing rodeos on your own. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
It was too expensive, so that's why I went into the military. That's my reason. Sheesh, dude. But, man, thank you for coming on. And, Brian, do you have anything?
No, I just felt like there's been a delay. There's a big delay
Yeah, it
here, so
is.
sorry if I haven't been able to say a whole
Just get
lot.
on this guy.
Yeah, just leave me
Better
alone.
internet, man.
I know.
Some fiber.
Take some of that fiber. But
Jeez, I
Garrett,
keep
thank
telling you,
you,
don't
thank
you
you,
don't
thank you, thank you, thank you
never
for
listen
coming on,
to
man.
kid.
It's been great hearing about your what you've kind of gone through, your story, and about the gaming. I will say one thing: I do appreciate you bringing up the gaming being good for mental health, because I did deal with some mental health issues where a video game honestly did help me. You know, because you just go into your own world. You know, you kind of don't worry about what's going on outside of the world here, and you kind of lock in and you know get that little peace of mind. And a lot of people do that who do work, you know, and they don't really have that coping mechanism or that outlet. So that video game is that outlet for them, and a lot of people don't see that. So that is really cool that you're bringing that to light as well. I do appreciate it, and for the other people, you know, who are going through that, who hopefully their significant may see this, where they'll be more understanding about it. Like, okay, you know what? He has had a long day. You know, we have been going through a lot. Let him play his video game. He's gonna be okay. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't out there doing drugs or fuck around, whatever it is. So again, appreciate you for bringing that up, man. I really do appreciate anybody supporting the mental health, especially for men. You know, because it is something that we don't really get to speak about a whole lot, which we're trying to bring to light, you know, because it is okay. You know, we're humans.
Yep.
We have feelings. We have certain things that, you know, we didn't really get to express or know how to express. So, yeah, thank you again. Thank you so much, man. I do appreciate it. Good catching up with you. Good to see you're doing great things, man. And I love that EA Sports
Yeah,
stuff
great
that
to
you
jump
got
with you,
going
bud.
on. That's awesome.
Esports, Kels. Or Brian, esports. Get it right, dude.
Esports. Sorry.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
You said
That's what was
EA
going through
Sports
my head the whole time.
in the
Like
game.
I didn't want to do it.
No, but Garrett, before we get off, you want to share your socials?
Yeah, sure. You know, if you guys are interested in my content beyond this podcast, I do have my own podcast that talked about different esport athletes at OU and their stories and stuff. It's on Spotify. It's called College and Gaming. You can find it on Spotify. There's 5 episodes. It was a limited time series. If you want to follow me on TikTok, it's _Merman82 Gaming, as well as YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. That's it. I think that's it. But yeah, TikTok, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, all the same name, _Merman82.
Yeah. Hey, man. Thank you for coming on. And dude, I told you, we need to get Garrett on here because we need to put light on this dang gaming stuff,
Yeah.
especially for the kids. That's what I'm always looking out for, my kids.
Well, I'm looking out for the homies out there who their old ladies keep, bugging them, and after they worked all day long, they need an outlet too. They need an outlet too. Okay, that's for the homies. So cheers to health.
Yep. Brahms. Cheers. To
Cheers
health.
to health.
Yeah.